Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome to a $300 gaming PC build. Now, I haven't done a build around $300 or $250 in a while now. I think it's actually been 2 to 3 months. So let's get straight into this. With the CPU, I went with the Intel Pentium G620. It's a 2.6 gigahertz dual-core processor, and it does use the Sandy Bridge architecture, which means you can upgrade to an i3 or an i5 down the line. And it's only $60, so that's a really good value. And most games still, to this day, still use dual-core processors. A lot of them are starting to support quad core, or at least benefiting from it, but that doesn't mean like if you have a dual core it's gonna run like complete garbage. And a lot of running a game lies on the graphics card, so it's better to spend a little bit less money on the CPU and then spend more on the GPU. At least that's what you should do if you're building a gaming rig, and that's what we're going for right here. And again, you can upgrade to an i3 or an i5 if you see fit down the line. Eventually, a dual core is going to be pretty weak, and you're going to want a quad core or at least a dual core with hyper-threading. So you're going to have some options down the line. For the motherboard, I went with the MSI H61. It's a micro ATX motherboard. Doesn't have many, upgradability options, but what it does have is it has all your key features. It doesn't have USB 3, but, it can still get 16 gigs of RAM. Yes, 16 gigs. That's kind of crazy. And, it still has a lot of options. Again, you can upgrade to an i3 or an i5 in this build. And, in a $300 gaming PC build, you're not going to be looking for something that's going to give you the most upgradability options. You just want something that's going to work. And this is what I find works, and it's MSI. Again, a brand a lot of people trust, and that's why I put it in my build for only $47. For the RAM, I went with G-Skill, 4 gigabytes of 1600 memory. This is only $29, and if you do want to, you can, down the line, you can add another stick of 4 gigs, and you'll have 8 gigs of RAM. Right now, 4 gigs is still more than enough. If you have 8 gigs right now, there's, for gaming-wise, there's really not a lot of benefit from it. People just get it because it's so cheap. I mean, you can get 8 gigs for only, like, $50, so it's like, why not? But, for this build, we really needed to save money, and we're like, might as well just get 4 gigs. I can still do the same things in gaming, most of what 8 gigs can do. So, 4 gigs will still work fine. And again, you do have that upgradability option of getting 8 gigs down the line, of just buying another stick and adding it to your motherboard. For the hard drive, I went with just an HDD, but if you already have a hard drive, you can just skip this altogether, or you can buy an SSD, around a 60 gigabyte SSD for your OS. So for the hard drive, I went with this Seagate Momentous 500 gigabyte. That's about $55 on Newegg. Really, it's 500 gigabytes. It's not the fastest hard drive in the world, but again, it's still gonna, it's not gonna like make your games run like shit. It's just a hard drive. I mean, if you do get a really bad hard drive, it can actually, cause stuttering issues. But this is a good hard drive for the money. Again, it's only $55, and you're getting 500 gigabytes, so roughly $11 per 100 gigabytes. That's a really good deal there. And I really, you can't fit an SSD to this budget, and you shouldn't, considering it's only a $300 gaming PC. It's more important just to get your hard drive in there, since that is going to be your mass storage device. Alright, for the graphics card, I went with the MSI Radeon HD 7770. This is the Gigahertz edition. Now, I did not notice how cheap this graphics card is. This is $85 on Newegg after a $25 mail-in rebate. Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous, considering you also get BioShock Infinite for free and Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. Yeah, that deal's pretty ridiculous, and if you're building a budget rig, there's really nothing else to go for. Considering all those incentives you get as a bonus, and considering this is a beast of a graphics card, it's the Gigahertz edition, and you're going to have some space to overclock if you want to. Not heavy overclocking, since the case won't allow that, but still, this is a very fast card. It can run games like Battlefield 3 at 1080p around medium to high settings at really good frame rates. So I really like this graphics card. It's really good for $85. I mean, when it came out, I believe it was $140 or $150. So being $85 and you get all those incentives, yeah, this is a pretty ridiculous deal. And you really can't argue that. I mean, somebody in the comments probably going to try to, but you really have no way to argue it that this is the best value right now for a budget rig. For the case, I just went with the Apex PC389 mid-tower case. Not gonna sugarcoat it. This is a dog shit case, but it works. But it looks like a metal toaster. And if you have the money, I suggest getting something better, maybe a Roswell Challenger or something. But this still gets the job done. It's not gonna like destroy your PC. It just looks really ugly. You guys can look up an image of it on Google Images or Newegg or whatever site you use. Yeah. I mean, it still gets the job done, and that's why I went with it, considering it's only $30. and that's really all I want in a $300 gaming PC, is to get the job done. So went with that. And finally, for the power supply, I went with the Corsair Builder Series CX430. This is 80 plus certified, really good power supply for around 30 bucks. 35, and it can power this rig no problem, considering the 7770 requires a 350 watt power supply. So thanks for watching this video, guys. Remember to subscribe, like this video, comment, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.